G'day, Couch Critics. It's Sogg and Brad here for another episode. It's been a while since we've had a little chat, but we're back and we're talking about some new things that come out. It is the off season, so the A-League news has been a bit drip fed at the moment. But in the last kind of fortnight, we've had a new CBA, a new collective bargaining agreement for the players from the PFA. And there's also been some huge WLeague news, some new teams coming in the next couple of seasons. Bradley, how you been?
Yeah, I've been pretty good. I've had the week off work, so there's been a lot of video game playing and a bit of binging yesterday with the wallet. I went out and bought some football jerseys off Classic Football Shirts. Is that the website?
Yeah.
I've been introduced by Samuel, so either I love him or hate him for that. And I'm getting a mystery box as well. I thought, I'm getting the new jerseys. I might as well go all out. So that'll be some videos there in the future for sure. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good, as one can be in lockdown at the moment.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, this is my new. I got this out of a mystery box. The wife decided to splurge and nice Bird of Bremen away kit. Not too bad. I wouldn't have bought it myself, but it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I guess that's the good thing about the mystery boxes. Probably wouldn't buy it, but we're pretty happy with the results in the end. Unless you get Sevilla, isn't Sevilla the bit of the dud?
I think that's what most of them send out. Nobody gets the brand new Inter jerseys or anything like that. It's all the cheap ones off Classic Football Shirts, but it's still a good surprise. I like it. So yeah, anything to get new football kits. Speaking of, before we jump in, some new football kits coming out in the last couple of days. Brisbane released theirs a few weeks ago. Perth dropped theirs today, average. And Adelaide dropped their home kit just a couple of days ago, and it is clean. Not as good as last year's, but still pretty clean. Central Coast to come. We're waiting on, Sydney FC, Wanderers, all those kind of those jerseys to come out. But yeah, some new kits, and so we're definitely going to review the kits come the start of the season once everyone's actually releasing.
And let us know in the comments on YouTube, and I don't know if we have comments on the podcast website, but let us know if you'd like to hear us talk more about jerseys, because we love jerseys. Obviously, we've got some pretty not normal jerseys. Well, Spain's fairly normal, but we haven't got an A-League jersey or a Premier League jersey on right now. So let us know if you want to have more videos on jerseys and maybe even our collection of jerseys. I'll probably do that even if you don't ask for it. I'll probably just show you, these are my jerseys and this is where I got them from. But anyway, let's get into the video.
Absolutely. So new collective bargaining agreement, a CBA for the teams. Minimum wage levels are going to rise, new salary cap information, and also the announcement of an extra marquee spot as well. So pretty good. There's up to $1.2 million outside the salary cap. Bailey, what's kind of excites you about this news for the A-League?
I think it's just good to see our players being able to be paid more. I think in the A-League, it's now the minimum wage of, if you were working full-time, what is it, 44,000, I think you said it was. The women's, it's not close to that, but it's a massive increase. I think you said about 30% increase in the minimum wage in the W League, which is great. It's never going to, overnight, it's never going to be, the women aren't going to be paid the same as the men, but they're taking good steps forward, and, the women's game in this country will improve, and the pay in the men's is increasing. I think we went down from 3.2 million in the salary cap down to 2.1. And those were the 2 seasons, the year we didn't have COVID and the year we had COVID. And now it's gone back up an extra $500,000 to 2.6. So a slight increase, not back to the levels of pre-COVID, but it's encouraging, and the sport's going in the right direction. The competition's going in the right direction, and it's good to see more money getting involved and the opportunity for another marquee spot. Whether a club will be able to fill 3 marquee spots, we'll have to wait and see, but it's good to have that extra option.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you can have 2 marquee players at the moment, and they've added this extra money for designated players. So I don't know how that's different to a marquee, but they're saying it's about between $300,000 and $600,000 for a wage that you can spend on a designated player. So, that's not your big stars, but it's definitely going to open up some interesting options for clubs to bring in some kind of firepower. You expect it mostly to be used on players like strikers or attacking midfielders, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. And yeah, I think just the changes to the wages, the $45,000 a year is the base of 16 to 19-year-old, and then it increases from there. Like that's pretty good. If you're a 19-year-old, it makes professional football a viable option. You're not giving stuff up. And as for the WLeague, currently they've upped the minimum wage to 17,000.
17, okay.
17,000. But you do have to remember that they don't play as long a season. They don't play as long competition. It's only a half a year kind of commitment.
Yeah, and they're not full-time professional as well.
Yeah, that's right. So it's better, and I think it's just steps towards a more professional kind of environment, which is really good. I like that the salary cap's kind of heading on its way up to 2.6 million, and option of it going higher if this kind of TV agreement with Channel 10 and Paramount and all that kind of really lifts the injection of cash into the competition. That'd be great to see more and more money in the game so that we can actually compete with Asia, because we've lost some Champions League spots. It's becoming a bit more difficult for our clubs to compete with countries like Bangladesh who are spending tons of money on football, or Thailand who are just splashing cash. We've dropped behind a couple of interesting nations who love their football and are putting the cash in and seeing the results. So it'd be good to see that happen for A-League teams as well. The floor of the salary cap, which is 90%, which is 2.25 million. That means the Jets actually have to spend 2.25 million this season. And Central Coast Mariners and some other clubs who like to skirt on the lower side, get away with a bit of saving.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it's healthy to have a salary cap, because I think what goes on in a lot of other countries, and I think China's brought in a salary cap in reaction to just the amount of money that's being spent, and I think it's important to restrict spending. And I think we could spend a lot more. I think the AFL, who has the biggest salary cap in this country, is about 12 mil, so we can still go a bit higher. But yeah, I think it's got its purpose, salary cap. We don't want the big teams just splashing the cash, because I'm sure some of those, especially Melbourne City, can do that, and that's just not fun for anyone. But to have those those three or two, and then the designated player award, I think that'll be good. That those bigger clubs can go all out for those big players.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's exciting, and I think other things in the CBA were just improved standards of health and safety, and Alex Wilkinson came out and said it's a recognition of these players who made these sacrifices during the COVID season, and they spent time away from their families, and it's only right that they kind of get a bit from that. They live for our entertainment. Football, sport, at the end of the day, it's entertainment. It's not really necessary. And so, that they would sacrifice that we continue to enjoy the A-League, the best league in the world, that they get something back for that. So that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Moving on to the other kind of big announcement in the last week or so, which is to do with the WLeague and some new teams coming in starting next season. Wellington Phoenix, the Knicks have finally got a women's team. How good's that?
Yeah, no, it's pretty exciting. I always love expansion news, and Wellington were knocking on the door last year. I think there was some issues about, is it something to do with the amount of New Zealanders in the team? I think Wellington, because obviously they're not an Australian club, in the men's, they say, all right, how many of your players have to be Australian-based? They'll just become New Zealand-based. They weren't given the same exemption for the WLeague. I think that was the talk last year, which was pretty crap. I don't know if they've sorted that out or whether they've been given a bit of exemption from that, though. But I think it's really good to see Wellington in the comp. I think they'll probably be based in Australia, which it's just how things are at the moment. It'll probably have to be like that for hopefully the next couple of months. Hopefully they can finish off the season in New Zealand. But it's great, and obviously the news of Central Coast Mariners, who played the first couple of seasons in the W League, they're going to be back, and Western United. That's really good to see them committing to football. I mean, women's football. They've committed to women's football down in Melbourne already. They formed a partnership with Calder United, I think it is, and it's good. You know, I know they get a lot of hate, especially for their stadium, and I think it's deserved. But love them or hate them, you know, Western United are here for the long haul, and it's good to see them committing to women's football. You know, it's really exciting to see that, and the introduction of, I think they call the club championship as well, where combined points of both A League and W League. I think that's a pretty cool thing. It's not unheard of in Australian sports. A lot of I know rugby league and rugby union comps across, you know, first, reserves, under 18s, women's, they combine all the points to declare a club champion. So that's not something unheard of. And, you know, maybe it's a hint at, you know, all the A-League clubs will have to have a W-League team. Maybe it's a hint that, you know, maybe all the W-League teams will have to have an A-League team. So maybe Canberra might get in there at the moment.
Yep.
But this isn't talking about Canberra. This is talking about the new expansion teams. Oh, I love it. I can't wait to see them. So it looks like Central Coast Western United for next season, in Wellington for the 2021-22 season.
Yeah. And I think you made a good point there about Western United, and I think it applies for the mix as well, because I'm not really sure where Wellington are with their license at the moment in the A-League, but this is a sign for Western and for Wellington that they're here for the long term, you know, putting down a women's team, they're putting down roots. You know, they're not, Western aren't turning up any roots to build a stadium, but their football department is here, and it's here for the long term. So that's really cool to see. And as for Central Coast, yeah, I mean, it's just good to see them back, because they were there in the first couple of years, and I'm not really sure why they dropped off. If anyone does know, was it finance kind of things, which wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know.
Awesome to see them back, and that'll be for the year just before the World Cup, the Women's World Cup.
The 2022-23 season.
And that'll take the competition up to, is that up to 12 teams?
Yep.
Excellent.
So they won't have MacArthur, but they'll have Canberra.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So it would be nice to see MacArthur kind of get a women's team in as well, and then see Canberra get an A-League team, and that might just bulk out that season a little bit more. Hopefully they do start to expand that season and make it a bit longer. That'd be great to see.
You know, it's definitely great news for the women's comp, and it means there'll be more games. I don't know whether they'll go beyond playing 12 games, but there'll definitely be a couple more games because there's more teams, and that extra game in the finals I'm actually happy with. So 1v2 and 3v4, because before the top two could have missed out on the grand final completely. And I guess, you know, you got to win those games to make the grand final. But I always thought it was a bit crap that, you know, you play the whole season and potentially 1 and 2 could be gone from the final. So at least it guarantees one or two, one of them will make the grand final.
And I mean, that's normally the way it goes. You've seen the A-League, no one's ever won the competition outside the top two, and
except for Melbourne Victory.
So
when Melbourne Victory beat the Jets.
Yes, they're the only team to do it. And often the top two make the final. So it's good to give that just extra chance for WLeague teams to do that, to reward, you know, the team that's been the best over the season, which is kind of natural. Yeah. Bradley, there's not really been too much else in football news. There's a bit of the results of the player survey from last season came out. No surprise that those two home games in New Zealand were rated by the players to have the best atmosphere, which is just, hopefully COVID buggers off and we can get games back in New Zealand soon, because those poor Wellington fans, they've gone through a lot.
Yeah.
And the field at Adelaide, best place to play, you know, in terms of the pitch, which, I mean, just shows you the need for football-specific stadiums, right? When you've got pitches that are playing 3 different sports on them in winter, it destroys the pitch. But if you can get your own stadium where it's just football all the time, then it actually makes for a better playing surface, which hopefully we'll see that happen for a few more clubs in the future.
Yeah, no, that's good news. And we also saw the debut of Channel 10 hosting football. We saw that with the Socceroos, and then the other night with the FFA Cup. It was a bit rocky with the FFA Cup, but we got there in the end. And listen, Optus Sport was pretty rocky at the start when they got the rights for the World Cup. And I mean, I think their coverage of the Premier League is absolutely fantastic. So, I'm not throwing any stones at Channel 10. Can't get any worse. But I mean, I don't think it was that bad anyway. I mean, it just
like 7 minutes.
I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, that World Cup game I remember was Egypt and Saudi Arabia. I think I missed 50 minutes of the game, and this is the World Cup. Yeah. But still, I think they did a pretty good job, and Channel 10's beating up a lot of promotion for it. There was a good interview there with Simon Hill on Channel 10. So it's refreshing that we can look forward to a very positive season, especially when it comes to the media. I mean, if Channel 10's anyone going to cover it, I think they're doing a pretty good job.
Well, actually, I've been seeing a lot more of football news. There's been a bit more on 7 and ABC. I watch ABC News, and they've been doing plenty of football news recently, which has been awesome to see.
Yeah.
I think Channel 10, like I said, they started well. The World Cup presentation was really good, and to be able to watch it on HD, just on a live channel, that was awesome. But also, the FA Cup stuff has been a bit interesting because, like I said, it was a bit of a rocky start. They've also picked up all of the AFC Asian Champions League.
Oh yeah, that's great too.
So you could watch all of those. I'm not sure how the whole replays are going. So hopefully they figure that out. And when the A-League moves to Paramount, I think that will be a bit quicker, that they'll have, full match replays on, the next day and stuff like that for people who miss. But the whole 10 play on the computer or on your phone, the layout sucks. Like, because it is just live TV, you go to a live TV channel section and you've got to kind of search, and it's a bit clunky. So hopefully they just kind of figure that out, because I guess 10 plays never really had something like this. It's been a while. So if they can tweak just the interface, make it a bit more user-friendly, that would be fantastic, so that people don't have to sit there and scroll in for ages just to find a live game.
Because like you said, I don't think they've ever had anything like this, because if you want to watch Neighbours, or God forbid The Project, don't watch The Project on your phone. Like, what are you doing? Just watch it on TV. But who cares if you miss an episode? But live sport streaming, I don't think they've done it. They might have done when they had the Big Bash League, but no, they haven't done it. So, I mean, I'm sure they'll be getting feedback, and they might change, they might not, but so I've got no complaints from Channel 10 so far. I think it's been good. I mean, I could whinge about missing the first 5 minutes of the FA Cup, but I'm not that much of a sook to go on to forums and bitch about it. So, I think they're doing a good job.
Teething problems. It's going to happen with any kind of service. Ideally, when they're starting off, same thing happened with Optus, and now look at the quality. Technical issues are technical issues, and they're different to the kind of last season's Fox issues, where they were more of a, we don't care, we're not sticking around, we're not going to fight too hard, and they were constant.
Which is disappointing. Like, if you don't want to cover it anymore, just don't be jerks about it. Just keep doing what you've been doing, and then bid your farewells and move on. But maybe there was some people, obviously a bit higher up at Fox, that were just a bit salty about covering football. But doesn't matter now. It's all in the past.
And look, in terms of, we're in a weird position in Australia now. You need so many subscriptions to watch all of the football you want to.
Yeah.
I kind of listed off a few the other day to some friends. So obviously there's Paramount and Channel 10 for the A-League, and then that's got the FFA Cup and Champions League for Asia on it. Super.
Mm-hmm.
And then Optus gets you the Premier League and the J League and the women's
Premier League,
English League.
Yeah, FA WSL. Yeah.
Yep. And then so that's on Optus, and then you've got Stan Sport for the Champions League and the Europa League, and it's a terrible deal. It is so expensive.
Yeah, it takes me back to those Foxtel's days where you had to pay $25 for one package and then 25 for the sport package, which is what everyone wants, and
get the sport package,
which is pretty crap from all reports that that's how it works. And that was the big problem that everyone had with Foxtel years ago when they had the Premier League, is like, make it more affordable. Everyone whinged that they wanted, more transparent, more cheaper football, and now it's been split up, whether you like it or not, because we called for this. But yeah, from all reports, what Stan's doing is pretty terrible. KA is the way to go. How much is it, like $15, and you've got all the Foxtel sport. Well, when you had the A-League, 25, okay.
But if you split it, like I split it with a mate, and so it's $12.50 for a month. And on KO you get you get the Championship, you get the Scottish top league, you get Serie A, La Liga, you get MLS, plus all the other sports. I watch F1, I watch tennis, I get those sports on there too. So there's so many sports on there, which probably justifies the $25, but $25 or whatever on Optus for on Stan for just
what?
For Champions League, yeah.
And what, this cricket?
Every couple of weeks.
Yeah. So do they broadcast all the games?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think they do rugby as well, but who watches that? So there you go.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, this has been just a bit of a chill chat about some stuff that's been going on, but over the next couple of weeks, there'll be more and more A-League news. Maybe we'll have to, get FIFA 22 out or something and have a bit of a slash Bradley's Western Sydney Wanderers career mode.
I normally start off my player career mode at, I think the last one I did was at MacArthur, and then I kept trying to get a transfer. The offers were like crap, and then Man City came. I'm like, I guess I can't say to Man City, but I don't want to go to Man City. And then I stopped playing because I stopped playing. But yeah, anyway, there'll be definitely creative ideas. I'm definitely going to do a few jersey episodes. I was pretty keen after buying all those shirts the other day, so I'll go through my cupboard and probably display them up on the wall behind me, take down the world map.
Yeah, and Secret Kit Society, or was it PFC? If you're listening, if you're watching,
it was Secret Kit Society that I bought from.
If you want to do a collab with us, we'll take a sponsor.
Well, we'll wait and see how good these jersey episodes will go. I'll definitely do one. Samuel might not. Who knows? He's pretty busy at the moment. But you've got plenty of jerseys in the cupboard.
Yeah,
you can go through, explain where you all got them from.
I get Christmas presents and birthday present jerseys every year. No. But it's been nice chatting to you again, Bradley. And Couch Critics, we'll see you around. We're not far. Keep remembering to leave likes and subscribe if you're new and you're enjoying this. And we're creeping closer to that 300. If we can hit it before the next A-League season starts, you beauty. Alrighty.
Awesome.
Catch you later.